Ho ho ho, Merry Christmas. It's Christmas time in the city and there's hot dogs sitting pretty. We're Otakus on air and we're here to talk about anime, Christmas, and so much more. I'm Nikos. She's Maria.
Hi.
Wow, we're both in our festive Christmas attire. She has little Christmas tree little Debbie's, little
Yeah,
Debbie's.
yeah, the little Debbie's.
Yeah, I got Venom with his big ass tongue. Just rocking around the Christmas tree. I got this at GameStop. Uh, they really want to get rid of them because they were like, "Hey, just take it for like $20."
Well, GameStop might be going out of business.
News drop.
Yeah,
What?
sorry, gangs. GameStop news. They might be going out of business. They might be closing a couple stores. So there's
Where
a
did
lot
you
of
get
deals
this?
going on. Just
When did
around.
this happen?
Around the Christmas tree,
You just
Just
no
the
source heard this
banter,
on the block.
the
Heard
banter,
this I mean, it makes sense. I'm not
I heard
surprised.
it through the grapevine, whispered through the winds.
I'm not surprised. Um, I kind of it's pretty amazing that GameStop made it through the pandemic, all things
Hmm.
considering. But yeah, I mean they've really tried to keep it all together, especially because you have like they actually decided to what the fuck start selling fucking whatever the hell it's called, retro games.
Yeah.
So, and actually, it's kind of cool because you can get a bunch of retro games, and that's fun, right? We like
Pretty
that.
cool,
But at
pretty
the same
cool.
time, it's like that's when you know you're kind of dying when you're entering someone else's niche. Like when there's a whole like
You're
retro thing going
catering
on.
to a niche.
Yeah, I mean, not that retro gaming is like a niche thing, but it's just like,
I would say
yeah,
so. I think there is a market for people that like collect, you know, and stuff. So I would say it's a pretty niche hobby if you're
yeah.
not
Well, I
gonna
mean,
like
there's whole like
super play
stores
them.
dedicated to it. Like
Yeah, that's what
it's
I'm
like
saying.
niche, but yeah, there's like whole stores dedicated to it. So it's kind of like yeah. But anyway, yeah, GameStop, thanks for the sweater. Thanks for the one last hurrah from GameStop. But we got a bunch of anime news today, so we're gonna stop talking about GameStop, talk about anime. We got so much. We got Chainsaw Man, dropped the trailer. MHA Vigilantes finally getting an anime. It's kind of cool. I like read the first like 20 chapters of Vigilantes and then dropped it just because it's okay, it's fun, but we'll see what they do with the anime. Kaiju number 8 got announcements. Same thing with Hell's Paradise, Spy Family, Don to Don. We also are going to be talking about our top 5 favorite anime of 2024. Also, our most anticipated anime of 2025. We got some random anime news that we've been watching, just not even news, just things we want to yap about. And we also saw Sonic 3. So all you people, I know you love Sonic. So we're gonna talk about Sonic today. And before we get into all that, please leave a like, please subscribe, and yeah. So let's talk about Chainsaw Man. You're more of a Chainsaw Man person than I am, I would say. But
Yeah.
uh, I watched the first season of Chainsaw Man like about a year ago, and I wasn't super enthralled with it when I was like watching it until about 8 episodes in, and then I really started to get the whole like, okay, I see the vision, you know?
Hmm.
Um, you've read about 100 chapters of the Chainsaw manga, so you know
Yeah, give or
what
take.
is going on in this trailer. And the trailer is for the movie. It's like what is it called? Re-Arc Zero?
Reze, Reze
Reze.
arc.
Yeah, the Reze arc. So they're just not doing a it's basically what they're doing or what they did for Mugen Train. They're just
Yeah.
doing it in a movie, and I assume they're probably gonna do it episodic style for like Crunchyroll or
Hmm.
something like that.
That's
But
also my
yeah.
assumption.
But yeah, explain to the people what exactly this Chainsaw Man trailer is all about.
Yeah, so not to give too many things away, um, this takes place literally right after the first season ends. And Denji meets a girl named Reze, and he starts to get very confused in how he feels because, of course, as we know, he is like practically in love with Makima. But Reze treats him very kindly. She's almost from the beginning, she's almost very completely the opposite of Makima. And he starts going on dates with her and going on dates with Makima because Makima's a manipulator. And so it becomes a big like love triangle. Denji's very confused. There's a lot of other things happening in the background with the devils and just kind of like the world building stuff in the background. I don't want to give too much away. And in the end, we find out some things, and again, poor Denji. But yeah, I'm very excited about this. I really liked the Reze arc. I think it was very interesting to see Denji's character open up a little bit more because we're very used to seeing him very involved with Makima and like his
Yeah.
feelings towards women and relationships, especially Makima. So in this, you kind of see him begin to like realize that you can have a capacity to have feelings for more than one person, especially if you're like single, you know? And he's like not used to having feelings for people in general. So it's very interesting to watch him be conflicted about those things and the background stuff that happens with Aki and the rest of the team, and you learn a little bit more about Makima as well. It's very interesting. The ending is also very good. I don't know. I know a lot of people have already read Far Beyond and Chainsaw Man and know what Reze is about, like what she's about and like what's actually going on and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't want to give too much away. But
Didn't you say like Reze? Isn't Reze like your favorite character?
she's one of my favorite characters. She's very interesting. My other favorite character is Aki. I love Aki.
I
And
too
I
like Aki.
like I believe we've met him already, the Angel Devil.
I don't think so.
We've seen snippets of him. He's he's spoken with Aki before.
Hmm, maybe.
But he's the guy that has a halo. He's an
Maybe.
angel.
I don't Oh, you know what? Yeah, I do remember. Okay, yeah, yeah. All right, yeah. Wasn't it a
He has like
girl?
reddish hair. No, it's a boy.
Oh, I thought it was a girl. Okay. Well,
He
yeah.
looks very androgynous, but he's a boy.
So woke. Love it.
He is an
Love it.
angel.
Thank you. Thank you
It's very
for
interesting.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think the animation looks really sick.
Mm-hmm.
Really glad that they decided to take their time and
So did
really
I.
make this look as good as it can be because I think that a lot of the intrigue for Chainsaw Man season one was the animation and how sort of different
Absolutely.
it was. Like it integrated a lot of like 3D animation, which people are
Mm-hmm.
still like, on the fence about. But I think it did it the best in an anime, like seasonal anime. I think it did it the best. I know there's been movies that have done it, and I think seasonal wise, I think it's done it the best. But yeah, excited to see that. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. What are you thinking about this Chainsaw Man movie trailer? Whatever, it's coming out pretty soon. When did it say it was coming out? It's coming out this next year, right? So
Yes, next year. I think it's coming out in the summer, but don't quote me.
big summer for anime, huge summer for
Yeah.
anime.
That's why I think it is
Oh,
coming out in the summer.
yeah, I don't know what the day is for it, but yeah, whatever you find, whenever you happen to find it, just splurt it out.
Okay.
Um, There is also a couple other things going on. We mentioned it a little bit earlier. MHA Vigilantes, that is coming out in this next year. Was very surprised at how quickly that like appeared. Did you get the date?
I'm still looking.
Oh, okay. Maybe they didn't even drop a date. Actually, I don't even know. I have it. You know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna go look
Yeah,
at it.
I'm on Crunchyroll's like news site and there's no
Oh yeah, it just says literally
2025.
2025, which technically I think it was supposed to come out in October of this last year, if I'm not mistaken.
It would make
So
sense if it comes out in October of next year then.
yeah, maybe. Hopefully
Possibly.
not. Hopefully they drop it just uh in summer too. I would love to have a nice big summer of
Like the
anime because we
spring,
have
summer.
we have a bunch. Well, how do you feel about anime movies versus like just seasonal anime? Like them turning arcs into just movies.
I think it depends on the arc. Like, for example, I really believe that they should have done a movie for for the Hashira training arc because it's so
Yeah.
short. So I don't think it made sense for them to do it episodically because it's just a bunch of nothing happening up until the point where the Infinity Castle arc is supposed to begin. So I feel that that would have been more easily transferable into a movie. Um, and in regards to Chainsaw Man and the Reze arc, I think it would be very transferable as a movie because it's also not that long. And a lot of Chainsaw Man arcs I don't think are very long either. So,
Nah, not really.
um, yeah, so this I think it works well as an arc, especially considering what happens after the Reze arc. I think it would make more sense for them to focus more on those things that come after it, because I think that's meatier. The Reze arc sets up a lot of things, so it makes sense for them to just like push it all into one and then
I almost feel
yeah.
that it's a like a money grab a lot of times. I like it can look really good and that's kind of the point, but the same studios that make these anime are making the movies, right? And they do some outsourcing with some crap as everything does.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it almost feels like the theatrical releases are just a money making thing, which is fine. I mean, that's make your money. That's what you want to do. But then shouldn't each season look really good? Like it's my I concur with your opinion on Demon Slayer. Hashira should have been a movie. Like they have the money for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've made Mugen Train is the highest grossing anime film of all time. Like it is,
Mm-hmm.
you have the money. You're making more movies. You
Mm-hmm.
just put out a seasonal anime just to fucking do it. And not saying it looked like trash because it looked fine, but there
Mm-hmm.
were just like, what I mean? There was not one moment besides maybe the ending that I could think of that looked cinematic at best. Like there was
Mm-hmm.
not, it's whatever. So, like, what are you, because then like I mentioned earlier, they're gonna just do like a episodic cut of each one of these movies and put it
It's
out
what I
anyway.
assume that they're gonna do, just because the one series that seems to do this the most is Demon Slayer, and they always do an episodic rendition of the movies. So it's just my assumption that they're gonna be doing this with Chainsaw Man. I'm not sure because they could also just easily keep it as a movie and then just move on to the
No,
next. Like
it's almost
it's
guaranteed that it's gonna.
I'm
I mean,
just
look,
saying, it's
Chainsaw
just my
Man is like,
assumption.
yeah, I just think because like Crunchyroll loves to fucking milk this shit. Crunchyroll is the biggest milker. It's a cow. It just
I
wants
mean,
to
yeah,
have
like
more.
I'm not saying I disagree with you. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that yeah. But yeah.
yeah. That's just I don't know. I kind of it's this.
Just I mean
It's
like look
like
at fucking Attack on Titan.
oh yeah, forgot about that fucking shit. Yeah, what the hell? That
It's the exact if you want to talk about milking Look at
Yeah,
Attack on
that's
Titan.
fuck.
So, like,
Fuck. Yeah,
like
that's a great
I do,
example.
yeah, like I agree that it is like a cash grab, and it's just kind of like it's a short arc. So they're trying to like bulk it up, I feel, as much as they can. But I also like don't disagree with them making it into a movie because it's short. So
Yeah, I just feel like it's such a trend, and I feel that
yeah.
once they, because they'll make it look really cool, and again, they make it into the episodic stuff later on. I think once people start, because what the fuck do they do with each new anime season too? They'll be like, here's the last three episodes of the last season, then here's half a clip of the next season. How crazy is this? And like, we keep fucking going. We gotta stop going. We gotta stop
Yeah,
going.
like I don't then this isn't me saying that I like the way Demon Slayer does it because I don't really. Um like I feel like it was fine when they did Mugen Train,
Yeah.
but all of the movies after that have just been recaps of what you see in the season. So then at that point it's like, okay, why the fuck are we doing this then, you know? So,
Because people keep going to watch them. They keep doing it. We do it to
and I'm
ourselves.
one of them. I'm one of them. I love Demon Slayer. But
And I do it again.
yeah, and I do it again. But but yeah, I don't really fucking mind it being in a movie. If they are gonna do it in a movie, I do agree with you also that I feel that equal treatment should be taken into the episodes, like the actual season, if they're going to make it into a season. Because then it's just, what's the point?
Well, you know, the people who are like constantly paying upgraded prices for each one of these apps, and then you put out a movie to get more money from those people, and then you put it in an episodic thing to make it's vicious cycle, business cycle, hate. Speaking of vicious cycles, MHA Vigilantes, back to that. MHA Vigilantes dropped the trailer. It's cool. It's like the MHA side universe. It coincides with or coincides with everything that goes
Coincides.
on, like happens in MHA, but it's just its own little thing. It's like those rank you we see them a bunch in the regular like anime and manga, but they just don't talk. They're just in the background. You just don't notice them, but they're their own main characters in their own thing. It's kind of fun. It feels very like Justice League-y. Not sure if you've ever like read them or done anything, but it feels very like Justice League Unlimited, where there's just
Hmm.
so much happening. Like, do the arcs and everything really make a difference? No. Like, is there are they really doing anything? Probably not. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, no. I mean, they're literally just not registered heroes who are trying to help everyday people. And that's
They're
just
vigilantes.
yep, that's just what they do. And they fight regular heroes, they fight villains. It's we might get some cameos from other villains that you may like in MHA. I just think considering the show is over, no, it's not over, it's still going, but considering the manga's over and we know the ending, and I get you want to keep the MHA brand going, it almost feels like this show should have came out like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, really to capitalize on the MHA like super
Hmm.
fandom. Like imagine having because I mean the downturn, in my opinion, was like season five of MHA. Imagine having
Yeah,
like
agreed.
MHA fans who aren't really super. I know you don't want to like oversaturate the market with one thing, but it's a kind of a complete different story that kind of it's almost like remember the old Netflix Marvel shows where it was like Daredevil, Jessica
Yeah.
Jones, Iron Fist. It was like they would mention things that was going on in the
Hmm.
MCU, but they weren't really a part of the MCU.
Hmm.
That's kind of how Vigilantes is.
Hmm.
Like, and I think that would have been cool to give different perspectives on things that were happening in MHA as they were happening.
When um when did Vigilante Deco like happen? When was that a thing? What season?
Last season, not this last 2 seasons ago, I guess now. 2 seasons ago, 2023, early 2023.
I think that that's when this should have been coming out then, because it's fresh in people's brains.
Yeah.
And it was like, for me at least, it was one of the more interesting things that was happening at that time. So I think it would have been really cool to have gotten a different perspective from that because, like, we weren't really seeing Deku a lot because he was vigilanteing.
Yeah.
It was Dark
So,
Deku. So,
yeah, I don't know. I'm still gonna watch the show because I think that I mean I like the MHA universe. I think that it's fun. I think that it's probably one of the most interesting anime superhero universes that we have. At least in terms of fleshed out. I mean, this is the closest thing that they have to, a Justice League in a way. So, and if they wanted to, corner the market on superhero stuff, like they have it all right here. So I guess whatever, we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how
I'll
much the My
watch
Hero
it.
fandom like is still engaged. Like they just put out a movie and the movie did okay. We liked the movie. We watched the movie.
Yeah,
We
I
thought it was
really
pretty
liked the
good.
movie. Yeah.
But in terms of box office, it did okay. So we'll see like what the interest is for something that's not Deku related, and apparently
Mm-hmm.
Deku isn't
That's a
even
good point.
that big of a draw. So I, mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. I really, really doubt that it's going to be like critically acclaimed and people are. I give this show maybe 2 seasons, maybe if that. We'll see what happens. Are you excited about it? Are you ready to watch more MHA? You can answer that. Are you ready to watch more MHA? You're not. I already know you're not. I'm gonna watch
I
it because I am.
I'm indifferent. I'll watch it. Only because I was like semi interested in starting the Vigilante side series, so
Yeah,
eh, I'll
that's yeah. Let us know in the comments below what you guys think, and while you're down there, subscribe. Why not? Why not? Uh, all right, we got some other anime news we could blast through really quick. We got Kaiju number 8 coming out in July. July is gonna be this summer is gonna be a crazy thing for anime.
Don
We
to
got
Don.
we got Dandadan, Kaiju number 8. We got what the hell's that other movie? Possibly maybe Chainsaw Man. Just a crazy summer for anime, and
Eating
that's not
good,
even yeah,
eating
that's not
great.
even including possibly the extension of Sakamoto Days because they said they're splitting it up in two
Mm,
parts, so possibly Sakamoto Days in two
yes.
seasons.
Gonna be
Um,
eating so good. We're so
that's
back,
just
you
my
guys.
that's just my assumption. We also got a couple other things. We got Hell's Paradise season 2 finally announced in this coming up not this January, but January 2026. Um, I really like that show. We started it a
Mhm.
couple months ago, and
Yeah.
we're like 5 episodes in. It's cool.
We got sidetracked with everything else.
Yeah, lot of other things going on, but we'll probably pick it up once there's a slower
Mm,
season going on.
yeah.
And then also Spy Family's coming back. Spy Family season 3 coming back in
So
October.
excited.
I feel like that's a long time in between seasons.
Each season has previously come out in October.
I still feel like that's a long time.
And then they just
Uh,
did the movie like last
Last year.
year.
It's a
So,
long time for
yeah,
a
'cause I think the
comedy anime.
last
I don't know.
I don't remember if the season came out like no, because they did the movie. So the last season came out the year before in
I don't know
October.
anything about like Spy Family in terms of what happens in the future.
That neither do I.
The only thing I know about it was from some Barnes and Noble employee was like it gets really serious after season 2. And I was like, well, I watch it for the dog, so
Yeah,
I
we're a big Bond household
we're a
here.
huge Bond. We love Bor.
We love Bo.
Aw, we love that fucking dog. So I hope that he doesn't die. That's
God.
that's the family falls apart, they get a divorce. I don't want to see the divorce
Not
arc.
the divorce arc.
I don't I don't want to see any of that. So I don't know, whatever. There's a That's all we got really for our anime news section. What do you guys think? Let us know. What are you excited for? Um, let's move on to we have a couple segments here, so let's lay out this how we're gonna do this part of the video. Um, so we want to talk about our top five. What do you want to do first? Do you want to do top five anime, or do you want to do most anticipated anime?
Mm, let's start with top five, and then we'll
Okay,
go on and do most anticipated.
great. So the way we did this was I just texted her randomly and I was like, "Hey, we should do our top five anime 2024."
Yeah, I'm at work. He's like, I haven't heard from him in like 2 hours. He's like, hey, I'm here about your car's extended warranty.
I
I'm
my
like, dude,
brain
I'm at
works.
work. I'm
My
kind
brain
of
works
working right
in
now.
mysterious ways. So we both wrote out our top five anime. We didn't really talk about it, so I'm glad now we get to have our own like thoughts and opinion. I mean, we watch all these together, so it's not like these are crazy
We're
surprises.
yappers.
Yeah. So we're gonna go from five to one. And yeah, so we'll start from there. What's your number five?
My number five is Apothecary Diaries. We've only like watched maybe like seven, eight-ish episodes at this point now, and I'm really enjoying it. Like
It's
at
your top
first,
five for number five for the year
yeah.
in our Lord year 2024. This is your number five
And the
pick.
year of our Lord 2024.
That's crazy. Wow. Okay. I know what. Take it back. This was amazing. Huge surprise. I immediately
I
contradicted myself.
I put it there because when I was first making this list, we were still very much in the beginning of watching this show, and it didn't feel right to me to like place it higher than the other things that we've either finished or I was just enjoying a little bit more because we were so much farther ahead in the show. But I was still really enjoying it, and I didn't want to leave it out of my top fives. So at the point in which I made this, really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it much more now.
Yeah.
So, uh, it could change, but as of the time that I wrote this, Apothecary Diaries is at my number five. Um, and like as I was saying before, I am really really liking it so far. At first, I was unsure. Um, but this past episode we watched was
Really
really,
good.
really good.
Really good. I
Yeah, so
think it was
I'm
episode five,
really
5 or 6.
yeah, like five or six. Yeah, so I'm really, really enjoying it, and I am excited to continue watching it. Yeah.
Okay, I get you. I didn't want to put it on my list because we only have 5 episodes out of 24 watch, so this could take an extremely downturn at any point.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what I'm saying.
know.
It could come off, it could
Um,
go higher up the ranks. I don't know.
it would be, this would make my top. If we finish the series, I'm pretty sure it would be in
Yeah,
my
because I'm
top
like, I like
series.
it. It's projected.
Um, but in terms of what we have watched or and still continuously watching, I mean, number five is Dragon Ball Daima.
Fair.
I love Dragon Ball. The first 8 episodes of this show sucked. Not that great. Very, very fucking bad. The last, here's the thing. The last like 5 episodes, I think we're on episode 12
Yeah.
or 13 now, and they've been good to like okay,
Mm,
and it's just there's just so many problems with this show, and this is not a complaint section because this is my top five anime, but it's like I really, really like what I see when it's really good, it's really fucking good. Um, but when it's really fucking bad, it's really fucking
it's
bad.
really fucking bad. Yeah.
I mean, we find things interesting about it because, like, I don't know, we're we're just numbskulls watching this for food, and like, it is what it is.
Yeah, I think if we don't find anything entertaining, you and I will make a way to entertain ourselves.
Yeah,
So,
and like we've kind of skipped over like the reactions for the last 2 weeks. 'Cause it's like, who cares?
yeah,
They
get
made
ready for
Majin
that.
Do, they made Majin Do and Majin Ku. Like, I don't know. We might just wait till Majin through Like I don't. It's who we're marching through with this series. I don't fucking know. But
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's number
Wait
five.
for the 3 episode review of
Yeah.
Taiba.
I mean, whatever. Who can? And honestly, I don't really think I watched anything else this year that's really made me like the number five is so just whatever. It could be anything. If we watched more Apothecary Diaries, it would be here. But we did it.
Projected for
So
me. I'm really
that's
liking it.
that's just what it is. That's just me. It's just me.
Yeah,
So
I
all
get
right.
you.
What's your number four?
My number 4 is my dear friend Nokotan.
Okay, that's mine too.
Love that little deer. Love that little deer. I We haven't finished it yet either, which is the crazy thing
We're
too.
like two. We're honestly in the last episode
Yeah,
of the
we're
season,
almost
so it doesn't
done.
matter.
But yeah, I this show is so funny. Um I love how it makes fun of itself and it
Yeah.
doesn't really like take itself very seriously, but it's not in a corny way that it doesn't take itself seriously. Um and they do like follow a lot of the same tropes in like each episode, or like they'll kind of play off of the same jokes, but I don't find it boring in
Yeah.
any way when they do it. Yeah, they still find a way to keep it entertaining. Um, and like not every episode is the same, like despite saying that. Um,
Yeah.
it's just also fun to have like a show that's just kind of like nonsense, and it's just like for funsies. And my dear friend Nokotan is absolutely that type of show. Like it's such a feel-good show.
I like that this show. It's about like a girl in high school, deer club, whatever. Like she's a
Slice of
deer,
life.
and it's just whatever. I like that this show is. It doesn't even try to do romance. I'm just glad it's just funny. I honestly like.
Mhm.
I'm not a huge fan of anything really comedy wise. Like I don't know. It's just something about my ego hates other funny people. So like, um,
This guy.
so
Get
so
a load of this
yeah,
guy.
yeah. I know. I absolutely know how that sounds.
Get a load of this guy.
So watching this show, it's really funny, and I almost like this show if we're comparing it in terms of like comedy shows. I like it better than Spy Family, and I put them in the
That's
same
fair.
category because it's like, I mean, Spy Family is a romance, comedy romance, whatever you want to call it.
I
Yeah,
would
sure.
call it a romance comedy action.
Yeah. So I like that. This one is just it's funny. It is what it is. Doesn't take itself seriously. The intro is amazing. Outro is funny. And yeah, that's kind of it. I would watch the show again. We tried also only watch it in sub. Not gonna lie. Not
Yeah,
gonna
it
lie.
the jokes don't land as well in dub.
No, they don't have the cute voices in dub, and it's just not it, man. It's
Okay.
just not
The
it.
the cute voices, the lack thereof of cute voices doesn't
It hurts
bother
the show.
me.
No,
It
it
doesn't
hurts the
bother
show.
me. What bothers me is that the jokes, like, and I don't want to say it's a problem with their acting. I think it's a problem of direction because since the jokes are written a little bit poorly in dub, the direction, it's
Yeah.
not they don't land very well. Whereas in the sub, a lot of the jokes are they're very crude. Sometimes they're very dry, depending on who's delivering them. So
Yeah.
it makes it funnier. And then of course, like their translation is different from like an English translation. So it's different. But
I just think
yeah.
it's the little voices. I just think it's the tiny voices.
Who do
If
you
they had
believe?
cute if they had cute little voices, then I would be like, this is it. This is it back to being locked in. But they don't. Womp womp. My sub versus dub debate starts and ends with um
With my dear
my
friend
dear friend
Mokuta.
Okutan. That's it. I actually would like to hear Spy Family's sub because I've never watched it in sub. So
See, I think I watched I don't know if I watched the dub with you or if I watched it with
yeah,
like
we
one of
did.
our friends. Yeah. I don't like the dub. Like I've only ever watched it subbed. So I'm very used to Anya's sub voice.
Yeah.
Um
Is it very like the
yeah, it's very high pitched, very cutesy. Um I I don't dislike Anya's dubbed voice. I think the actors like do it very like that's a good example of landing jokes in like
Oh, I
translation.
love the raspy
Yeah,
little,
like they're
the little, like she just
yeah,
sounds
like
like a little fucking gremlin.
they do it very, very well. Like that's a perfect example of good direction. Um, but I think it's funnier. Personally, I think it's funnier in
Yeah,
sub. Anya specifically. Like she's fucking hilarious subbed.
yeah,
And like I mean, look at the movie. Like the movie was so funny.
true,
And
true.
it was like mainly her that was like the biggest
Carried.
comedic real yeah, she carried
Yeah.
she carried her movie. So I
Well,
think yeah,
that
that's a
that
good example.
that's a conversation about my dear friend Okatan and my family. You got both in one.
Sorry
My
guys.
family did not come out this year. Well, the movie did. Whatever. There's your relevancy. All right, what's your number three?
Free Ren.
I have free win as well. Free Ren, am I right?
Um,
Listen, I think that Free Ren low key is a series that as time goes on, more people will go back and watch it or even
mhm,
find it for the first time and really
mhm,
appreciate like how great the storytelling is, how great the
mhm.
world building is. And I think in terms of like longevity, I think I'll go back and I'll say that this one might be my favorite from this year, but just because of like recency bias and what I'm thinking about right now,
Yeah.
it
Mhm.
sits at number three. But I think in terms of like longevity, like say like in 6 years, we're like, man, what would you want to pop on like from this year? It would be between like Don to Don and Freerun. Spoiler
Put on the
alert, Don to
shorts.
Don's. But like, you know, if I wanted to really dive into something, it'd probably be Freerun. But yeah, Freerun number three is great for me.
Mhm. I think I definitely agree with like partial like recency bias. And it was very hard for me to kind of decide my top three, but I knew that I wanted Free Run somewhere up there. Because like I am not the super biggest fan of like medieval like fantasy stuff. I'm getting more into it now actually, and I've been enjoying it
Yeah.
a lot more now. But I haven't really ever touched that type of fantasy previously. So Freeran really surprised me with that I was very interested in it. I thought the story was very unique. And I also think that it is a story that would kind of like stand like the test of time, like you were talking about. Like I think it's a very good anime to kind of go back to and watch just to, have something on. It's very relaxing. And the exciting parts are really exciting for
Yeah.
the most part. So it's
I think
definitely
they
like
have cute
one.
faces too, man. They have
The
cute
art
cute
style is
little
really
faces.
nice. The art
Like
style is really nice.
whenever Fern does her little like oh I love the
Yeah.
little cute fucking face. Both of them, both the
Yeah.
main characters, Freerin and Fern, cute faces. Love it. You got me locked in. You know what I'm talking about. They do their little chibi faces. Like Freerin is such a cute character. Like she's like a
She's a cute
old
character.
old little like hag and
I
like
I
it's so
also
funny.
like I I'm not usually the one to be like, oh yeah, like the main character is my favorite character. Like that doesn't happen very
Yeah.
often for me. But like Frieren, she's like my favorite character. She's so cute. And I like watching her little journey of like discovering she has feelings and like how to be empathetic.
Yeah.
Um,
I
yeah.
think the whole cast is great. I mean, you like
hmm
Stark and
Yeah,
Fern are
Stark
falling
is fun
for
too.
they're falling for each other, and Fern is like Fern is probably my least favorite character in the show, but she has very great expressions. And I wish we got more time with like the second priest guy that we met in the middle of the season. I wish we
Yeah,
had
I
more
can't
time
remember
with
his
him.
name.
Don't remember. He was literally in there for 2 seconds. It doesn't even matter.
Mhm.
They hate having priests in their party. For some reason, they like having it be a three-man group, and that's what it is. But yeah, the show's pretty good. I'm excited to see what happens with the next season.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, so that's our number three. What do you have for number two? I think our rest of ours are the same. Pretty sure all of ours are the same. So
My number two is Kaiju number 8.
yeah, but we have the same thing for our next. Okay, so we can just go over. So all of us are going over. You can start with Kaiju. What do you think about Kaiju?
Yeah, like um I also really, really enjoyed Kaiju number 8. It was a show that I anticipated every week when we were watching it. Um, I just also really loved the opening, so it was really fun for me to watch from the get-go, even though
Yeah.
Nikos would skip over it because he hated it at the time. And I would just watch it on my own. But um it was funny. It was very action-packed. I really like the art style in Kaiju number 8 as well. Um, the voice acting was really funny. And I think it was also really fun for me to watch because I could make kind of personal inferences with some of the characters and like people in my life. So it just was fun to watch because I'm like, haha, like that reminds me of this person, or like, oh, like it's funny to watch somebody that I know, quote unquote, like on screen.
Yeah.
And the story was really interesting. I really liked the characters, like without saying. Um, and I'm very, very excited to kind of pick up where we left off because it's been so long since we've watched Kaiju number 8 or
Yeah.
like been in that realm, so to speak.
I think it came out in
So
spring, right? It came out in spring this year.
yeah, I think
It
yeah, I
came
want to
out
say
with
it came out
Windbreaker,
like
so spring. It wasn't summer season.
it was
Maybe it was
around
summer season.
it was around April, right?
Yeah, so spring season. It was the spring. No, no, it was
Hmm.
summer. It was the summer season for that because it ran until like mid-July. Remember, because they took
Mm.
that 2 week
Hmm.
break from
Hmm.
the dub, and we were like, "What the
Hmm.
hell is this? Don't ever
Yeah,
do that again." That was so stupid. That was so dumb. Like,
I was fine.
what the?
I was chilling.
That was really dumb. Well, we didn't.
I
Yeah,
don't
we didn't
care about
watch it for
sub or
two
dub.
weeks.
Yeah.
Well,
I
say
mean,
we
that
were
was what
doing
I
the
was
show
like.
back then. That would be really annoying to then now where it's like now we got to go
Yeah.
watch completely different characters for 2 weeks that we don't even have any
But
connection to.
well, you see, I I can watch it interchangeably.
I can't.
I'm not a stickler for in the sub versus dub debate. I'm in the middle. I really don't care. If I started a show in sub and then the dub starts coming out and I just want to watch the show, I'm just gonna watch the show. I don't give a fuck.
I have a
I
hard
mean, there
time.
are
I have a
some.
hard time.
And I understand that. But like there are some shows where I do agree that like sub versus dub is like better and I'll prefer to watch it because I prefer the voice acting over the other, but I'm not like gonna sit there and wait. I only do that because I know it bothers you.
I just have a problem with it sometimes where it's like it's the Attack on Titan thing where I watched 3 straight seasons of Attack on Titan in dub. And
Mm,
then Hulu was like, we're only going to cut it off to episode 15 and the rest of it's going to be all in sub. And I'm like, who the
yeah.
fuck are these people talking? Who
Yeah,
are
I
you
will
people?
say I think Attack on Titan was the only one that did bother me because I've seen so many episodes already in one, but any other one it doesn't.
Yeah,
They're
I don't know,
shorter,
man.
so it doesn't it doesn't bother me.
Dandadan did it right with having it be a
I
simulcast
agree.
of both of them week to week base. Like Dragon Ball Daima is like the worst. They don't even have a fucking dub available. Insane, insane. One of the biggest IPs in the world, probably a top 30 IP in the world, and you're
With
not
one of
gonna
the
have
most
it be
recognizable voice casts too.
insane, insane. But yeah, Kaiju number back to Kaiju number eight. Yeah, Kaiju number eight was uh it was super sick just because I love Godzilla
Visually. Hmm.
and I love like kaiju shit. So the fact that this show came out like right in the midst of me being super excited about Godzilla because we Godzilla minus one came out this year and that movie was absolutely amazing. So I was really, really excited to see what Kaiju number eight had in store. And it didn't disappoint at all. The characters were amazing. Kafka is super relatable. And
Yeah, I
like
really like Kafka.
Kafka's great. I love Kafka. I understand him. I get his intentions. And you know what? No one else is great. Having a 30-year-old be in love with a 27-year-old. You know how great that is.
Yeah,
You know how
finally.
you know how great
God.
age
Thank you, God.
maybe not maybe appropriate, whatever you want to call it. It just
It's
seems
age
better than
appropriate.
having.
It's
Yeah. I was scared that they were gonna make him be in love with the blonde girl who's like
Mhm.
whatever 18, like nine. No, actually, maybe she's like 21. Either way, I mean, I think that's fine. But like, you know what I'm saying? It's she looks
Less of an
young.
age gap.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she looks young, and I thought that that's what that was gonna be like. But either way, I really liked Kaiju number 8. I thought the powers are only gonna get cooler. Everybody has their cool like guns now. Everyone's gonna get
Mhm.
the only like the only knock I would say is that every single episode kind of felt like my bullets aren't working. Well, these bullets will. Like then somebody else's character just shoots somebody with the same bullets and it does effect on somebody. It's like, okay, but now that we're gonna get like uh different powers and different
Mhm.
abilities, it'll be a lot different from week to week with how they defeat the thing. How old is she?
She's 16.
Okay, so yeah, okay, great. Okay, that
Yeah,
would have
she's
been
like a
awful.
prodigy.
Okay, great. Okay, I knew she was young, but I remember them talking about her going to college or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that was another person in this, but yeah, she
I think
is.
there's another person.
Yeah, but either way, I thought that they were gonna lean into her being like another love interest of Kafka. They still might, but
She has a crush on him, but he
I
doesn't
think
like
she
her.
likes him as a older brother. I think that she trusts him. I don't think that she likes and has a crush on him.
Yeah, it's kind of weird the way that they like kind of laid it out because it feels like she admires his strength, but
Yeah,
like every time that she's talking about like him, she kind of has like a blush. So I don't know if it's
yeah, that's true.
like that or
Yeah,
I
I don't
think she has
know.
a crush on him.
Yeah. Either way, I think that the monsters are really cool. I think the villain, although like Mushroom Man, I was kind of disappointed with how Mushroom Man's fight went. It kind of just came and went. But I think the attack on the like academy that they were at was really fucking cool. I thought that
Mhm.
Kafka's appearance as Kaiju number 8 to his own friends, I thought that was like amazing. I really loved the interactions that he had with them before and
Mhm.
after. And it's really cool to finally see people stick up for somebody in a show instead of
Mhm.
them all just be like, stick to the core, we're to the core, to the bone. It's like, no, man, give a shit about your people. And Kafka's the one who gave a shit about all of them. So they all had his back. And I thought that that was like, it was different. It's almost everything that, in my opinion, where Attack on Titan goes wrong with how people care. It's like I know it's completely two different worlds, but it's like
Yeah,
if
people are
somebody
very jaded in
yeah,
Attack on Titan.
but like and I understand that, but it almost just feels like in the same vein of like our entire city was blown up by these terrible creatures and our person was the one helping them. It's like everybody was like, "Fuck you, Aaron. Fuck you. We're gonna beat the shit out of you, you piece of shit. You garbage. You're one of them." That Levi is like, "I get to beat a child for free today." Like, we don't. Nobody's stuck up for him besides after the beating. You know what I'm saying? It's just like there's
I think the
just I'm
worlds
just
are definitely the biggest thing because there isn't rationing going on. In the
I know.
Kaiju number 8 world, people aren't starving and like being herded into small confinements.
Okay, listen, I get it, I understand. But you know what I'm saying though.
Yeah, I do
You know what I'm
understand you
saying?
though.
Like there is
I'm
a
just saying.
yeah, there is definite differences between Kaiju number 8 and Attack on
They
Titan's
also
world.
don't have modern technology until like
I
the third
just
season.
I just feel like somebody should have stuck up for somebody in the earlier seasons, and if they would
That's
have
why
stuck
we
up
love
for
Sasha.
yeah, and
R.I.P.
if yeah, so yeah, Kaiju number 8. I'm excited to see the next season. Um, yeah, super excited for Kaiju number 8. All right, we're at a number one pick. What is your number one? Sum Dan Da Dan.
It is Don to Don.
All right. Well, done. Amazing, amazing show. There's not really much
Hmm.
else to say. Every single episode
We
was like a
talk about
crack
Dan
rush.
Dan.
Yeah, every single episode was like a crack rush of excitement. There was not one point in the show where I was bored.
Dan
I think
Dan
in
Thursday
every
hype was
one of these,
real.
no, for real, I was like, oh my God, we gotta watch it. Every one of these shows, I think at some point or another, we sat there and we're like, okay, just kind of going through it a little bit. Not that they're bad because they're in our top five, but just there was a moment there where we were like, all right, whatever. There was not one of those moments in the show.
Mm-mm.
Like, even in its most
Entertaining all the way through.
down turn like moments of it, there was like I was still intrigued with the storytelling, still intrigued with
Mhm.
what they had to present me. It looked really great on screen. Like there's only one moment I could think about that didn't have good animation, and like that's hard to say for a lot of shows. It was almost perfect. It's like a 9.9 out of 10. An
Hmm.
almost 10 out of 10 show.
Hmm. All the characters are very impressionable and like expressionable. Like they're
Yep.
fun to watch. Um, and like for the most part, they're all easily likable, which is very like rare, I would say, for a show. And I feel that the pacing was really well done. They introduced characters in a very timely manner, where like I didn't feel lacking or like bored of just seeing like Momo and Okarun, for example. Um, and it makes sense, all of the characters that are like in their posse, like so to speak, like they all mesh very well, but they're all so unique and they have their own quirks to them. Um, I really like. I was thinking about this the other day, after we like finished it, and I'm just thinking about Down to Down as a whole, that I really like how expressionable Gigi is. Like he's just
Yeah.
drawn so goofy, and he's just like he's a very good addition to them. Like he's a different kind of goofiness that I think they needed. So
Yeah.
it's another show that I'm like very excited to continue, especially because we left off on a pretty big cliffhanger. So,
Right. Yeah, I'm
mhm.
excited to see where it goes next. The show's coming out this next July, so we don't gotta wait very long to see where they go. Hopefully, the sub and dub comes out again together would really I don't think I could do watching a sub of the show.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't come out to a dub. But that's our top five favorite things for 2024. What are your favorite anime from this year? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're down there, think about leaving a like and think about subscribing because why not? Let's go over our most anticipated shows for next year. We can kind of do this segment a little bit quicker. We kind of mentioned it at the beginning of our podcast. So if you are just watching the video, just go look at our podcast. It's on the channel. Go look at that. But our top five, well, my top five right here is I'm just gonna go through. So I'm not gonna go by one. I'm just gonna like say them and then
Mhm.
do it that way.
Okay.
My five are from five to one is Apothecary Diaries season two. I think that show is going to be really cool. We're watching it currently. So we don't know how it ends season one, but we'll be ready to watch season two when it appears this actual next season. I think it comes out in winter 2025. So we're going to hopefully be done with that and be right on the way with weekly. Sakamoto Days. We did a whole Sakamoto Days trailer reveal. So excited to watch Sakamoto Days. The concept looks amazing. Excited for that. Kaiju number eight. Uh, just talked a whole bunch about Kaiju number eight, and boy, am I excited to see some more monsters kick ass. Freerun season two. Uh, if you didn't watch Freerun season one, best believe you're missing out on one of the most underrated stories of this might be the next like Full Metal Alchemist in the way that
Yeah, like it does have like FMA vibes. Yeah.
yeah, this might be the next like Full Metal Alchemist where it just keeps getting better and people have it
Sleep
top
on
ranked.
it.
It's a top ranked anime already. So go check it out if you haven't already. But that season two is coming out this next year. And of course, Don season two is my number one for most anticipated. That's coming out this summer. So if you haven't watched Don, I don't know what you're doing. Just go watch Don.
Where are you?
What are you doing? What's your top five?
So I'm gonna start off with some honorable mentions.
Oh, yeah.
Um, because at the upon writing this, I didn't know when there would be like release dates for some of these things.
Yeah.
So I am very excited for Spy Family season 3, and I'm also excited for Apothecary Diaries season 2. They are just not on my most anticipated list, but I am excited for them. My number 5 is Free Run season 2 for all of the reasons aforementioned. Sakamoto Days, we talked about that a little bit in our other video where we were talking about upcoming anime. Um, Kaiju number 8 season 2, Dandadan season 2, and my number 1 is The Summer Hikaru Died. I'm
Oh, yeah.
very intrigued by it. I think it's gonna be very erased, very like cool, mysterious vibes, and I'm very excited to watch that.
Yeah, I love me a good one-off. I mean, I actually have no idea how long the manga is
Yeah,
for
neither do I.
this adaptation. So hopefully, I'm not saying hopefully it's only one season, but I like myself a good one-off,
hmm
season anime that's you can go back and watch it anytime.
hmm
Watched Erased, watch Angel Beats.
Ugh, Angel
Um,
Beats.
what's another one? Summer here, April, something like that.
Your
Here
line
Lies in April.
April.
Yeah, Here Lie in April.
Your
Uh,
line April.
Your Lie in April. That's what it was. Yeah, I mean, keep going, but yeah, those ones are pretty good, like one off.
Yeah,
So who
has
knows?
like those silent
Maybe
voice
this one will
vibes.
be the next one. What are your most anticipated? Let us know in the comments below. And to finish off the show this week, we got two quick things where, in terms of what anime we're watching Apothecary Diaries. We finally
If you didn't
jumped
know.
yeah, we finally jumped on the train of Apothecary Diaries, and I just gotta tell you, Apothecary Diaries, what a show! What an exciting story of a show that I had
What
no
a
idea
show.
about. Yeah, well, I had no idea what the fuck
No,
this
neither
was.
did I.
I was like, okay, this is just a random. I mean, I guess that's kind of how you find all shows randomly, but
hmm
unless you do super research. And I've heard from a lot of people about Apothecary Diaries, but I never just decided to look it up. And like
Yeah.
I mentioned to you, I was like, hey, we should like watch this. And
hmm
we started. We're 6 episodes in. It's probably the quickest that we've watched an anime in a while. Um,
Yeah.
and it's good. It's really fucking good. Looks really
hmm
good. The character is really main character Mao Mao. Look at me. I remember names. I never
hmm
remember names.
He doesn't.
Um, and the story's fantastic. Side characters are great.
hmm
The main man character is voiced by Gojo. So
Yeah.
uh, this is a great show. Its storytelling is really fucking fun. It has a
hmm
different feel from like how I would explain how Freerin does its storytelling. This is way more modern in terms of like the grungy like comedy kind of way. It's like, oh, it's the girl who is a little hard to know who is she,
hmm
and what does she know? They do that very well. I think that trope of tough to beat girl who loves food. You know, uh, I think they
Yeah,
do
she
that
does
very
remind
well.
me a lot of Fern. Mau
Yeah,
Mau.
yeah, she's a lot more likable than Fern, though. Am I Fern? Like I would not be friends with Fern. Don't know which dark
I
season
like
Fern.
Fern.
Um, but yeah, so Apothecary Diaries is really fun. What's your
hmm
thoughts? We're on episode 6. We just finished the episode where Mao Mao saves the other concubine,
hmm
and yeah, we're heading into another person is down with the sickness. So what do you
Wah ah ah.
yeah,
hmm
what do you think of the show?
Um, yeah, to like start off, I had also heard that Apothecary Diaries was pretty good. Um, I didn't know really anything about it other than I know what an apothecary is.
Hmm.
So that's kind of where I was starting off at. Um, and at first I was a little apprehensive because I wasn't sure what what could you talk about, like being um a servant in the emperor's like palace, like whatever dynasty in China we're in right now. Like I didn't know how interesting that could be. But the story is very interesting. There's a lot of underlying things that are going on that are leaving you kind of questioning like why all of this is sort of happening now. Has it been happening um previously? And we're just now kind of getting into it because Mao Mao is so good at her job.
Right.
Um, but it is very interesting. The story is super compelling. The characters are very fun to watch as well. I like watching Mao Mao's dynamic with the head of the eunuchs
Yeah.
in the yeah, I forget his name. I literally looked him up earlier too to figure out that the voice actor's Gojo. So let me see because I he should still be in my search history. Uh, Jinshi,
Jinchi. Yeah.
Master Jinshi. He's super funny. I really find it find it funny how he's a very attractive man. Um, and all of the like concubines and like all the other servants are like ooh Jinshi, like you're so cute. And Mama's like he's a fucking creep. I hate him. And because of that, Jinshi's
Yeah,
like
he's so funny.
I love you. It's a very fun dynamic. Um, and it's also like super fun watching Mao Mao kind of like work around uh her place and kind of like learn all the secrets and stuff. It's pretty fun.
I love her problem solving abilities. I think
Yeah.
that
Hmm.
her just how she goes about doing things, I think is very cool because especially in the last episode where she was kind of she had to go through a lot of barriers to try and help Lulan, I think that's her name, the other concubine to like help her get better. And once she found out what was happening, she just completely changed up how she was and it
Li Hua.
was
It was Li
Liwa.
Hua.
Yeah, that was really fucking cool. So I like what she does to also gain people's respect, and I'd
Mm-hmm.
like to imagine once we see how the Emperor talks with her more, I would like to see interactions with that because
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine that she's gonna get pretty close to dying. So, but so with the amount of people that are joining her side to defend her, like Jinchi, uh, Lu, what'd you say her name was? Luhan?
Li Hua.
Liwa, and uh, Gyokyo. Got that one. Gyokyo is also one of my favorite characters. But yeah, the way we see Mao Mao like gaining their respect and seeing what she
Mm-hmm.
can do as a apothecary is it's just fun, just a really fun
Mm-hmm.
show. It's the
It's very
opening's amazing.
interesting. Great opening.
Opening's amazing. Love
We
that.
talk a lot about the opening as well.
We do. We have a whole video coming out. So I'm gonna hopefully get these out soon. Um, but yeah, that's kind of all I had on Apothecary Diaries. Fun show. Can't wait to see where it goes. Maybe we'll do a whole marathon tomorrow night. Who knows? Um, yes. Okay, so finally, we watched Sonic 3.
The moment you've
The
all been
moment you
waiting
all been
for.
waiting for, baby. I've been waiting long. I've been waiting for Sonic. Yeah, dude, Sonic. Yeah, so Sonic number three, the third movie came out. Boy, this movie was great. If you're a huge fan of Sonic, you're gonna love this. It was a great culmination. I wouldn't really call it like how you would end a trilogy in regular films. Like there are a lot of trilogies that kind of end where they're like, this is the final one. There are so many more stories to tell Sonic that they didn't even really try and go for that sort of feel. But I am hoping that they do a little bit of a different feel for the next trilogy. But that's just me. Anyway, about this movie, it was sick. Shadow was fucking sick. Sonic was awesome. Team Sonic was amazing. There were so many references. There were so many just it was just a fucking great movie. I'll give it like uh, Jim Carrey in what might be his final film ever. I know we keep saying that every single time he does a Sonic movie, but I really think it's his last one. Um, famous last words. I he was so funny in this. This was such a Jim Carrey film too. He made the most out of every appearance that he had in this film, and it was like, and we got two of them, so you can't ask for much more than that. We had so many fourth wall breaks. This movie did not take itself seriously at all, and I think that that's part of the appeal with Sonic. Like Sonic is such a campy fucking character. Can't Sonic is so Bro, when you talk about Sonic, especially the video game dialogue, like they'll just be like, "Oh, here's a nuke. Maybe we should stop him." Yeah, we should. Okay, great. We stopped him. Hooray! Nobody died of nuclear holocaust today. Like it's just shit like that will just happen in Sonic. So the fact that we had just dialogue that was hilarious, like there's a moment in the beginning of the film where they're discussing what Gun's activity is, and they were just in a what was it, My Little Kitty bar.
Yeah, I forget the like actual name. It wasn't like Hello Kitty or anything, but it was like
No.
a mascot cafe.
Yeah, it was a mascot cafe, and they just got their
That
asses
was my
beat by
favorite part.
dude. They just
So
got
funny.
their asses handed to them by Shadow. Like all of them have bruises, they have black eyes, and they're all like, "Okay, let's go meet up with Gunn." And they go and they do like a Family Guy cut to fucking being in this cafe, and then they're like, "A live show!" Like Tails
Yeah,
is having the
Tails is like
time
going
of his life.
crazy. Well, it was
There's
Tails'
like,
idea to go there, first of all. And then
yeah.
they're just sitting there like, okay, we're gonna have this meeting. And then the camera cuts and they're like, yes, General? What?
Yeah, the general, I forget it was General Walt, General White or Walt was there, and he's just sitting at the table. I was like, where the fuck
He
did you
looks
come?
uncomfortable too. He's just like,
I was like, where did you come from? He just appears and they're just continuing the conversation, and then the live show happens, and mid
and
conversation,
Tails is
Tails
like
is like,
crashing out.
"Oh my God!" Like it was so great. There was so much happening in this movie, and it's not even mentioning how great I think they did Shadow's backstory.
Mhm.
I think they did it really well without super going into a child dying. Um, like in every other iteration, it is way more heavy on her getting either shot, her getting blown up, or Shadow killing her. So there was a lot of darker ways they could have went about it. I think this was the best iteration that you could do for the type of movies that these are. Um, I think Shadow was great. I love Keanu Reeves as Shadow. At first, I thought it was going to be a little distracting just because he's such a famous actor that it's almost, and I love the Matrix trilogy, so, and I love John Wick trilogy, quad, whatever you want to call it, however many there are. So I know his voice pretty fucking well. So the fact that he was the main a character that I love Shadow. Shadow is one of my favorite like fictional characters. It wasn't distracting. I was pleasantly surprised with how Keanu Reeves pulled it off. I know he didn't really change his voice per se, but he definitely plays that type of character. Really, he plays a 50-year-old hedgehog very well. Like for all intents and purposes, I think that his voice compared to like Sonic, I think that that made a really cool dynamic.
It meshed very well. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a moment when they're having that talk when they're on the moon, and he's like, "How do I live, Sonic?" And it's like, and you hear his voice kind of crack a little bit, and I was like, "Okay, that's acting, baby. That's acting. You can't get that from anybody like that. Like that's acting, baby." And geez, uh, he was great with his portrayal. I think that every scene, especially the badass scenes that they had with him talking with the cast, was just really, really good. I thought
Mhm.
Shadow's use as a horror prop when they were looking for Shadow inside of
Yeah, that's so
the
funny.
Chernobyl fucking base was hilarious.
It's so
There was
funny.
a part where Knuckles is like, "Don't be scared. Don't be scared. What am I scared of? I'm not scared of you, Ghost." And then Shadow just drops down. He's like, "Well, you should be." And it's just
He's like,
Knuckles going. It was so. This movie was so fucking funny. There are so many great like you can't do that with any like character who's supposed to be your antagonist, you know? Otherwise, you make him a joke,
hmm
and he really
but it fit with
wasn't.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, like he wasn't trying to be funny. Like
That's just Shadow.
it's just who he is. He's unironically funny, and so and I think throughout the movie you see his obvious lighter side with uh the flashbacks with him and Maria. And like, I wasn't gonna cry because I've seen it so many times, but like, I definitely felt a little emotional there at the end when he was thinking about her when he was moving the cannon to destroy the moon, basically. And like, I was like, okay, I'm emotional here. This was pretty sick. Um, Also got a little emotional with seeing Dr. Eggman say peace out to the world. I thought that was it's just great. I mean, a trilogy of movie coming together with Dr. Eggman. No, we wouldn't really call him a good guy, but if he can't rule the world, he might as well save it. I think that's a great line for a villain. His send off to Dr. Stone was really fucking funny. Also, I hope that we see more of Stone because Stone's a great character. Him and Shadow making guac in the crab machine was hilarious.
Yeah, that
He's
was
like,
so funny.
He's like, come on, Shadow, let's go make some guac. And Shadow's like, revenge guac. Like he's not joking. It's
He's
just who
making revenge guac.
he's just who he is. Like, yeah, this movie that I didn't even talk about the fight with Shadow and Sonic fighting
Yeah, that was
using the
very
chaos.
fun. hmm
Both of them using chaos control was fucking sick. I think it was a great distinction making Shadows um, fur a little bit wider than yellow. I think that was great to have them not just look the same because in mostly every iteration he looks the same as Sonic. So the fact that they gave us a little bit of a different look, I think that was
That's actually something that I was thinking about too, because like from a design standpoint and like just knowing color theory, like it makes and I also know like little to nothing about Sonic.
yeah.
So I also didn't know like what their colors were supposed to be when they kind of like go into that form. But like yellow is on the opposite side of the color wheel from blue. So like usually people use like yellow or orange as the complementary color of blue. And if you're going with like the opposites and shadows like mainly has black fur, I thought my brain was like, "Oh, like yeah, like makes sense. Like he's going to have like white fur because that's like the opposite." So it was a nice kind of like color thing, color theory thing that they did that I really liked as somebody that looks at those things.
Super Saiyan Goku debuted in I think 1992, 93. Super Saiyan Sonic debuted in like I think 1998. I could be completely wrong on that, but uh suffice to say, I think that they were going off of Super Saiyan Goku. That's just my assumption. But I do know that Sonic and Shadow's dynamic, well, at least in some of the games directors have directly like compared them to being Vegeta and Goku. So, um again, that's kind of where that I feel like that was going. But yeah, that fight was fucking sick. Their dynamic playing off each other. Sonic getting super serious and getting angry and changing up how he was. I was like, whoa, I felt the emotions there. I was like, holy shit. Okay, Sonic's not fucking around. And I think Ben Schwartz did a good job of lowering his octave and kind of changing how Sonic was. And like for watching a character for three straight movies just joke around and make gotta go fast and make fucking just jokes the entire time to having him be fucking serious and kind of scare his friends. Um, that was pretty cool. That was something I didn't expect to see in one of these movies. Um, and yeah, I mean they fought, then they had to talk, and then we get to hear them play Live and Learn from from the game. Oh my God, what a crazy fucking moment. Live and Learn played when the it was fucking sick. Them fighting together. We get to see Shadow use his chaos uh arrows, which is fucking amazing. Sonic was like, said the fucking catchphrase, and Shadow's like, "You have a catchphrase." He's like, "Yeah, and the people love it." Like, hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, we do. And we all collectively said, "Hell yeah, we do."
We said in unison.
Yeah. There was that. Then we had the end credit scene with Amy. Amy appearing. I cannot wait. Hopefully she if there's anything that I want to have just a love struck girl to be, I want her to keep that as her thing. Like her being in love with Sonic and just, that being her personality. You can add things, obviously, not just have her just be that, but I want that to be her thing because that's what makes her great too. Because she, no matter what Sonic does, she is well, he didn't mean it that way. Like, and it's so funny because people legitimately hate her in, and she's like, "Well, I love him, so shut up." Like, it's great. We love Amy. We all love Amy Rose. We all collectively said in unison. Um, and yeah, I mean, we're probably gonna get a Shadow show too, because the last cutscene was Shadow picking up his Chaos Control ring that he took off. And hopefully we get to see a little bit more of a backstory of where he came from. Because instead of him being created on Earth, he came in a meteor. So hopefully we get to see a little bit of whatever that is. And yeah, man, 10 out of 10 fucking movie. Love this movie. Great fucking movie. Sorry I yapped for 10 minutes fucking straight. I just love fucking Sonic.
No, talk about Sonic. I mean, I all you're gonna hear me say is that I thought it was fun. I really liked it. I've not seen any of the other Sonic movies. I have never played a Sonic game in my life. I don't really know too much about Sonic, but I enjoyed it. It was a fun movie to watch. It was a very Jim Carrey movie. It gave me watching The Grinch vibes, and I fucking love The Grinch. That Jim Carrey's Grinch specifically. Um, yeah, I didn't go in thinking that I was going to be bored in any way. I knew it was going to be pretty funny. Like I've seen like reviews of the previous Sonic movies, like I've seen people talk about it online. I always thought the show was pretty funny from what I've seen, so I knew I was going to be entertained. Um, but I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. Like I was just gonna think it was okay because I don't have a connection to Sonic like as much as you do. But I walked out like really, really liking the movie. Um, and I would watch the other movies just to kind of like see the connection. I thought Keanu Reeves did a very nice job. I also love Keanu Reeves. He's one of my favorite actors. So I I figured that his voice would fit Shadow, but I didn't expect it also to kind of like I don't know, like it just fit very, very well. I've heard like tidbits of what Shadow sounds like in the games just from like being shown things
Yeah.
or like seeing things online. So I liked that there wasn't much difference there. Um I like have also never heard like Idris Elba uh his voice for Knuckles. Thought that was that was
Oh
really
my God,
funny.
he's so funny. You gotta watch the second one. The second one is so fucking funny.
Yeah, because
He's so much angrier.
he's such a like direct speaker. He's very like what's the word? Like there's a word for that. Like um I can't think of the word right now, but he's it's very it was very entertaining. I liked how his voice sounded
Yeah.
as Knuckles. But yeah, 10 out of 10. I really liked it.
Oh, so good. Such great voice acting, I feel, from everybody involved. Um, I think the thing with Shadow is you're either gonna get a it depends on what depiction you're really trying to go for. And I think with this depiction, having him literally say multiple times that he is way older than any of them, and he is literally like 50 years old at the I don't even know how old he would have been when he fell on Earth, but safe to say he is around like 50 to 60 years old. So the fact that he is, an older guy, I like that he had a more rough voice. Um, so it's either you go with that or you go with literally hire Yuri Lowenthal to be him, be his voice, and have him be fucking Sasuke. Like there's no way about it. You're either doing that or this, and I think that they chose a really good name with Keanu Reeves, and hopefully we get a spin-off show because it seems like Keanu Reeves really fucking liked playing Shadow. He voiced him in the video game as well, so we get to see a continuation of that sort of thing with Keanu. So. I don't know. Hopefully they continue that. We also got Metal Sonic. Forgot about fucking Metal Sonic.
Mm.
Metal Sonic's gonna be fucking sick. What a great choice. And to bring in Amy Rose at the end there, I just can't wait to watch the next Sonic movie. It is a great, great way to end this trilogy. And yeah, so what'd you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. And what a great way to end this podcast. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Happy New Year.
Christmas. Happy
I think
holidays.
maybe we'll be back next week. I don't know. We'll see. Uh, maybe we'll be back next year. Guess you'll have to tune in to find out. No, we'll be back. That was a joke. We'll be back. All right. I'll see you guys. Farewell. Adios.